Hey guys, what's going on? Coming at you with a Tuesday morning video. So I'm going to make this video a little different. Today I'm going to start with a blank canvas and kind of just roll through some relevant things that happened in the market the past week. So I haven't really been making videos too much, just got really busy with stuff like that. So it's been just basically crazy. So the market's been doing great. July had the best month as a whole since November of 2020. So about a year and a half ago, we can call it. So that just shows you how quick the market can flip. My opinion of the current market as a whole, I do think mid-June was probably the bottom. There was a lot of peak fear. The sentiment was lowest in decades. There was a lot of just basically everything going on between the fear of the Fed meeting, fear of how aggressive they're going to hike. Well, the Fed, last time they had their meeting a couple weeks ago, they only did a 75-point basis. They used the word softening, not declining, which is a big difference. So when you're softening in a market, it means it's just like if you were having, let's just say you were having, I don't know, like 20% growth, which is unsustainable. Now we're having, 3% GDP growth a year, which is a decline from 20. It's not negative though. So right before the right before the Fed meeting, they redefined what a recession is, or kind of like official verbiage of a recession. We did have 2 negative quarters of GDP, which is a technical recession. So to me, I look at it as we're in a recession, the economy's slowing down, the Fed, they're tightening, we're at neutral, which is also what Jerome Powell said. So basically what neutral is that's kind of where they think like they want inflation to be, so it's not too high. They're not over tightening or under tightening, it's like kind of in the middle. So we're at like 2.25 to 2.5% right now as far as the federal fund rate. We are gonna get above the federal fund rate. Basically where they wanna be is there's probably gonna be a 50 basis point hike in September, then 225s, because there's 3 more meetings this year. So that will put us right at where they wanna be, and then they're gonna kind of figure out how far the economy slows down. They'll probably, honestly, in the spring or summer of next year, they're probably gonna U-turn and then start declining federal fund rates. So, so that way they'll make lending cheaper. So if you look, the market looks 6 months forward, obviously, always. So, well, 6 to 3 months. So it kind of just gives you an idea on, where people are thinking. So if I think in June, the bottom was in, because usually you get peak fear or the maximum capitulation actually before things actually happen. So the Fed spoke, they gave kind of a very clear path in my eyes of what they're doing. Inflation in the June reading was 9.1%, which was the highest in 40 years. The CPI does come out this week. I do think it will be less than 9.1%. So it will be on the decline. The question is how much? Are we going to come in like an 8.5, 8.1, a 7 number? So I think people are just starting to price all this in. We might hit peak. Crude oil's gone down. That's a big factor in CPI. Obviously, rent is big in core. That's going up because of the cost of living, but that will slow down. And, basically, that will slow down and, it will slow down and be better. Sorry, I was looking at something on my phone. So I just want to run through like the S&P, Dow, NASDAQ, and all that. So the Dow finished down today. 0.14%. My pen is dying. So that's the Dow, 0.14. Let me be right back. Hold on one sec. This pen is horrible. Let me get another one. So the Dow is down 0.14%. There we go. That's a good one. All right. So that was the Dow. S&P. Let me put my phone back up. S&P was down negative 0.28%, and then the NASDAQ was down 0.17%. So that's what happened yesterday in the market. My portfolio finished 1.35% up, so it was positive. So I outperformed the market by a lot. And it feels really good when the market's red, all the market's red, and then your portfolio is up. So that is a good thing. So some gainers I had, really the stocks that really got hammered hard are the ones that really ran. So some of my biggest performers were Corsair Gaming. This is a top 5 position of mine. That one ran 4.47%. This thing has been beat down like crazy the past 6 months. What else ran really well today? Shopify. So this is one that I've been buying recently per my videos. I really started to make a position in January, February. This year when I saw that huge pullback from the highs, they did a share split. So off the top of my head, I can't rattle it out anymore, but I think I was per share split. I think I was buying at like 115, 110, and peak, I think it was around like 200. So right now it's at $51 basically. And it had a 4.65% run today or yesterday. So that was really good. So between these two guys, these are very, this is a top probably 7 position of mine. This is probably a top 3. So between the two, it's a big position in my portfolio. What else had a nice day? Tesla did have a nice day, but it really lost all its profits. I was up a lot in Tesla today, but it kind of pulled back. Square had a decent day, 2% gain. PayPal had a decent day, 2.85. So PayPal's another big one that I currently, hold and that I really believe in the long term. But yeah, so my portfolio has bounced back a good bit from peak to trough. So kind of how I'm taking this market, half the people, the bears are saying, oh, it's a dead cat bounce. We're gonna, go up and leg down. And the bulls are saying, no, we hit a bottom. I'm more optimistic in the market. And as a long-term investor, that's kind of how I view things. And I look long-term, not next quarter or next like 6 months, but I do think we hit that bottom because we had, we'd peak probably inflation, right? And then we have probably peak Fed rate hike. So we had that also. So check those two things off. Peak oil prices probably because summer traveling is very high, and obviously the Russia-Ukraine war going on right now is not helping with that stuff. But I think we had peaked that. Obviously when school starts reopening back and everyone stops traveling, oil prices just go down in general. So that's good. We do have those inflation stimulus checks coming out in October in certain states. So that's going to be very good for the market. It's going to stimulate a lot of these companies in spending habits. Obviously, we saw what that happened during the stimulus checks during the pandemic. So that's good. And then, so if you look at all these, it's just like things are going to start coming down, I believe. And that's kind of how I feel. Let me see where I'm at here. Yeah, so that's kind of how I feel. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just stacking cash. I did not buy anything this week. I don't plan on doing it. The QQQ is basically testing that 0% fib line that I drew, so it's 318. We tested it today, we fell off it, we didn't break it. Or we might have broke it for like 30 minutes, then we just fell right under it because the market pulled back towards the end of the day. But, I'm not really interested to buy anything unless like the QQQ goes like 270 to 280. I'll be interested in buying aggressive again. I really do have, I really went heavy the past 3-4 months. So unless there's massive opportunity, I'm going to do it because most of my positions are basically fully built out. I'm really happy. So that prepares myself for a massive pullback for whatever reason. Obviously the conflict with China and Taiwan right now, who knows what's going to happen there. I personally don't think anything's going to happen, but just that they do invade, that's going to be a huge, huge, huge downside for the market, and we will hit new lows if that happens. I promise you that. So I just want to be ready for that. I don't think the probability is very high in that happening, but I just want to be prepared. That's really what you got to do. You just got to be ready for the worst case scenario, but hope for the best. So I'm just stacking cash. It's a lot of earnings. I think PayPal reports this week, Shopify reports this week. There's a couple other big guys that I have that report this week. So I'm excited to see how they go. And that's kind of my thoughts. So yeah, I'm just collecting cash right now, just being patient. And my portfolio had a great day today. It's had a great, really 4 weeks to be honest, or 5 weeks at this point. So hopefully it continues to go. And that's all I got. Make sure you guys subscribe. Trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of this month. I think we can do it. I think I'm close to 900 right now. So much appreciated when subscribes. Till tomorrow, peace.